they Gestapo are terrorizing the lives of Uyghur Muslims, and therefore it is the firm conviction of the state that in no way should any country be allowed to indefinitely confine one behind bars and strip them of the very essence of their human dignity.
Iranian intelligence looks forward to cooperating and utilizing the resources of itself and of other intelligence services to find out the terrorists.
So if you think about this assassination, right, the person who was assassinated had no intentions of ever striking war.
Perhaps test the newer, nicer relations between the US and the USSR that have been formed because of the negotiations, which we know happened, and perhaps test those by requesting parallel investigations into the background of this Skarabov character. If he worked for the NSA, then he clearly has records there. He must, and
After 2 years of planning and 2 days of excellent discussions and debates, here we are at the closing ceremony. I'd first like to congratulate all delegates for showing up. The reality is not everyone shows up to these events, especially the online ones. Some MUNers, when they found out that the conference will be held online, they backed out. It appears that when something is not offline, many people find it easy to back out of their commitments. So I want to extend my utmost respect for you guys out there who stuck around for 2 days straight, sat in front of a webcam in a Zoom meeting for over 10 hours in total to participate in this year's GECMUN6. It shows two things. One is it shows true integrity, that you guys follow through with your commitments, regardless of the circumstance. Two, it shows that you are true MUNers. Regardless of the modality, you are here to participate in MUN, and you realize that regardless of the situation we are in, whether that's local or globally, that if there is a platform for you to MUN, you're going to be there. So I appreciate that mindset. So good job, everyone. It was great seeing you guys online this year, and hopefully we'll meet in person next spring. Seniors, I understand that this cannot happen since you guys will no longer be in high school next year. But that said, I truly appreciate your participation this year, and I hope that this conference in some way, shape, or form has helped you become a better person and a better MUNer. Finally, at GECMUN, we emphasize a point of enjoying the experience. And one way we try to do this in many of our committees is we have various props. Due to all 10 conferences being online this year, though, I ended up taking home most of the props, and I have some of them with me here. So I thought, I would sort of showcase some of these props because otherwise they're kind of going to go to waste. And that's about it from me. So again, thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully see you in person next spring. Goodbye.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Detailed map of Tehran. So I'm not sure how technical you guys got in the Iranian hostage crisis, but yeah, I guess I could send this to you guys if you want it. Of course, we had many flags of the UN. Not quite sure. We might use these next year. Might give them the chairs here. Time will see. I think this one was security crisis. This is a landline phone. This is actually pretty cool. I think we could definitely use this in future crises. So we'll keep this in the GECMUN archive. And TAS, if you guys can make it next year, let's make this happen. So what's kind of crazy about this one is this came before the whole COVID crisis. We ordered this back in 2019.
Super uncomfortable. I don't know if you can hear what I'm saying. This is like very difficult to breathe in.
And yeah, these are ex-com, both USSR and the United States. So I mean, that's actually half of them. We went. There was a case in our neighborhood the night before the conference. So that's why I have half of the goods. I just kind of took them right as I left school. There's still another half left, but hopefully, I mean, you guys get the idea for schools that haven't been to our, true GECMUN experience, that we like to have fun, and hopefully you guys had fun online these past 2 days. And we look forward for you guys to join us 1 year from now, next year's February. Hopefully travel will be much easier then. So yeah, all you guys overseas, you guys up in Seoul, we look forward to hosting you guys at a beautiful Jeju Island. Again, thank you for being part of GECMUN6. That's it from me. Goodbye.
Hello, we are Justin Lee
Eleanor O.
and Justin Jun from the World Health Organization. In WHO, our delegates discuss the topic of improving access to clean water across the globe.
Our committee started off strong and ended strong. The delegates created 2 blocks, with each block creating 1 resolution. Whenever we visited their breakout rooms, we noticed that they were either having an active discussion, and we were extremely proud of it all along. The resolutions that they drafted were all well thought out and creative.
And considering that our committee consisted of only middle school students, we were truly impressed by their extremely professional writing and speaking skills. As such, it was an honor to be chairs for such amazing young delegates, and we hope that all of you continue to participate in MUN in the future.
World Health Organization Middle School Committee. Verbal commendation goes to Matthew Ha and Iris Kang. Honorable mention, Diane Lee. Outstanding Delegate, Ji-Hoo Kim. And lastly, Best Delegate, Yu-Jung Ha.
Greetings, everyone! We are the chairs from UNESCO. We decided to focus on educational aspects in terms of preventing violent extremism through education.
UNESCO has been putting a lot of effort to eradicate extremism that is prevailing all over the world that threatens our global peace and security.
The delegates seeked for specific ways of mitigating the problem of violent extremism by collaborating with various institutions and receiving funds, etc.
After a lot of debate, we wrote 3 resolutions which were approved.
Congratulations for all delegates who worked hard through the conference, and thank you so much.
Bye!
Thank you.
The DSG will now announce the award recipients for the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. The verbal commendation goes to Delegate of Austria and Delegate of Switzerland. Congratulations. The honorable mention goes to Delegate of Malaysia. Congratulations. The outstanding delegate goes to Delegate of Australia. Congratulations. And finally, last but not least, the best delegate goes to Delegate of Philippines. Congratulations.
Hello, we're chairs Fred,
Flora, and Jasmine
from Sovereign Committee. It has truly been an honor for us to chair Sovereign with all of our amazing comrades. There has been some technical difficulties throughout the way, but we have managed it. We have crushed the White Army and remaining of its rebellion.
We also discussed various socioeconomic problems, including how to improve the literacy rate of the Soviet Union.
We also talked about education issues and for certain policies that were raised in Soviet Union.
And we also talked about redrafting the new economic policy proposed by Lenin. And we also went through many of the very impending crises, such as traitors within our committee. We also had
American
spies, but also we had impending death of Lenin and a lot of the power vacuum. And we saw a lot of interesting debates with interesting discussions, with interesting private directives and plotting going on all over the place. So it has truly been our honor to chair many of this Sovereign Committee. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the Committee of Crisis, SOFMERCOM, the Secretary would like to give verbal commendations to Aaron Lee, who played the role of Alexander Shliapnikov, and Richard Kang, who played the role of Anatoly Lunacharsky. The Honorable Mention Award will go to Joy Kim, who played the role of Lev Kamenev. The Outstanding Delegate Award will go to Gun Ha-hyun, who played Nikolai Krylenko. Finally, the Best Delegate Award will go to Eugene Yu, who played the role of Bill Haywood. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Juno Son, and I was the director of the 1962 Joint Crisis Committee from the perspective of the Soviet Union. Our committee was a historical simulation of the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was basically a period of human crisis between the United States and the Soviet Union, where both sides were threatening each other with nuclear weapons and driving humanity to the edge of annihilation. Now, Beniko will talk about some the delegate interactions in our committee.
Okay, so throughout the whole conference, all delegates were very actively participating, and we chairs and director were very impressed by the quality of speeches as well as the position papers submitted before the conference.
Yes, delegates participated passionately, and they were really into arguing which of the delegates were in superior hand in terms of military. They were investing each other with KGB, GRU in order to find out spies, and they successfully executed one of the spies, successfully exiled one of the spies, and overall they fought eagerly in the success of Soviet Union.
The private directives as well as the public directives were very intricate and purposeful, especially with, as Chris Beck mentioned, the spies, not only the spies, but also the military and political landscape of the Soviet Union. And overall, this committee was a very meaningful experience for, I believe, all delegates and student officers alike. And I look forward to next year's GECMUN.
So next committee for the award is JCC USSR Soviet. So this committee was directed by Juno-san, chaired by Chris Bake and Benny Ko. So the first award, verbal commendation, goes to B. Kim, delegate of Sergei Birzov of KSJ, and Hajin Ryu, delegate of Sergei Korlov from KSJ. The next award, honorable mention, goes to Dorothy Jang, delegate of Andrew Grechko from KSJ. The next award, outstanding delegate, goes to Annika Kim, delegate of Rodion Malnovsky from KSJ Middle School. Last but not least, best delegate goes to Sylvia Zhou, delegate of Issa Pliev from KSJ.
The Joint Crisis XCOM Committee has shown impressive progress over the past 2 days. We never had a moment of silence. There was a heated discussion going on at all times, and it was imposing to see that all delegates were utilizing their portfolio powers wisely through directives and speeches.
The XCOM committee went through shocking events such as the mysterious group Minute Midnight, stalking XCOM members, FBI directors committing suicide, having Soviet spies, and members wiretapping and kidnapping each other. Yet later on, the committee experienced some diplomatic situations as well. The US ambassador successfully had a meeting with the Soviet ambassadors. They wrote a letter to the Soviet leader and negotiated with the USSR delegates regarding the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Our committee seemed very treacherous at times, but delegates were able to navigate every new crisis. In the end, we had 4 successful public directives passed and very creative and thought-provoking private directives that are too many to mention here. Thank you so much for your efforts, delegates, and we are so proud of every one of you.
Bye.
Bye.
So the next committee for award ceremony is JCC USA XCOM. This committee was directed by Benny Huang, chairs Flora Owens, Benny No. First award, a verbal commendation, goes to Roy Song, delegate of William Thompson of NLCS, and Shana Park, delegate of William C. Foster from NLCS. The next award, honorable mention, goes to Spencer Kim, delegate of Robert McNamara from KSJ. Next award, outstanding delegate, goes to Anna Kim, Lyndon B. Johnson from KSJ Middle School. Last but not least, best delegate goes to Peter Kang, delegate of J. Edgar Hoover from KSJ. Congratulations, everyone.
Over the last 2 days, the ECOFIN committee has continuously worked on resolving the problems surrounding unemployment in the European Union. This is an issue that the EU has been struggling with for the past decade and even more, and it was inspiring to see such young high school students wrestle with such advanced topics like taxation, labor market reform, and economic policy with intensity and vigor.
With the input of delegates with varying stances, the committee was able to write 2 resolutions, each with unique ideas and insightful perspectives. From education to fiscal policies and minimum wage, no topic was off the table. Even with the precedent of already established solutions like the European Employment Strategy and the use of Eurobonds, the delegates were able to come up with innovative new ideas in the resolutions that complement these strategies in a constructive way.
In the future, we hope to see these delegates continue their spirit of excellence and pursue their passion in MUN with more and more complicated and intriguing topics to challenge their minds with. The chairs are proud of all the delegates for their enthusiasm and creativity throughout the entire conference. Congratulations, ECOFIN, for completing GECMUN 2021.
Following delegates are the award recipients for the Economic and Financial Affairs Council. The verbal commendation goes to Delegate of Austria and Delegate of Ireland. Congratulations. The honorable mention goes to Delegate of Estonia. Congratulations. Outstanding delegate goes to the Delegate of Czech Republic. Congratulations. Last but not least, the best delegate of ECOFIN goes to Delegate of Hungary. Congratulations.
GECMUN6's UNHRC committee has been one filled with productive dialogue, hard work collaborating on resolutions, and enthusiastic delegates passionate and dedicated to finding solutions to the issue of re-education camps in China's Xinjiang province.
Creating 2 separate drafted resolutions in just over 1 session yesterday, Delegate explored solutions ranging from organizing follow-up programs that aim to aid Uyghurs psychologically, financially, in healthcare and education, and in career opportunities, to setting regulations and inspections in the region by the United Nations and other neutral third parties in order to investigate and prosecute human rights abuses while balancing national security.
During the committee's discussions, delegates made thoughtful comments and participated in discussions on topics including transparency, foreign countries accepting refugees, the need for trust in investigations, terrorism and education, as well as increasing the quality of life and economic mobility for the Uyghur people.
The topic that the UNHRC was given is a difficult one indeed, as it centers around a need to balance the strong opinions of some delegates with a clear country policy on the issue with the human rights focus of this committee. However, the chairs were impressed with the delegates' commitment to and hard work on tackling realistic solutions to this important issue.
For UNHRC, verbal commendation goes to Braden Kloster from BFS and Yudon Shin from YISS. Honorable mention goes to Binji Kwan from SSI. Outstanding delegate goes to Hannah Kim from YISS. And lastly, best delegate goes to Dongwoo Kwan from NLCS.
Though with the smallest number of delegates, all members of the United Nations Security Council enthusiastically debated upon the stabilization of Venezuela through fiery debates, informal discussions, and resolution drafting sessions. The chairs were delighted to see the delegates' thoughtful insight into this agenda and even the personal connections they built throughout the committee.
The resolution for Block 2 has discussed upon 3 main points regarding prospects of the distribution of humanitarian aid, drug cartels, and the notion regarding the presidency. More specifically, the first point was to establish an entity that handles the distribution of humanitarian aid, such as food and medicine, that will be fairly distributed to the Venezuelan people. The second point was to prosecute drug cartels, including those that are led by government officials to reduce corruption, stabilize the borders, and allow for consolidation of trust in the Venezuelan government. The third and last point was to accept Nicolas Maduro as the president until the 2024 elections, which will be conducted with the presence of international observers.
Among the 2 resolutions that were discussed in the UNSC, Block 1's resolution revolved around the main ideas of sanctions, refugees, politics, and economic stagnation. This resolution largely focused on the humanitarian, economic, and political aspects by creating numerous forms of systems.
These systems would ensure that nation of Venezuela has the right assistance and the encouragement to focus on helping their people and creating reforms to their society. The delegates found it important to implement possible examples from different nations so that they established a fair balance between the long and short-term solutions, as well as a balance between solutions that will require larger forces to implement. Overall, our committee clearly understood the boundaries of UNSC and made sure not to infringe on national sovereignty, yet creating a friendly and firm operative clauses. Well done to all the delegates who collaboratively worked on the resolution number 1.
To the delegates of UNSC, regardless of your award status, the chairs want to sincerely thank you for your continual effort and passion in discussing this agenda. We look forward to your contributions in your future MUN career as well.
In the committee of the UNSC, the Secretariat would like to give verbal commendations to Andrew Lee, the delegate of Colombia, and Akan Temerlu, the delegate of Philippines. Now, for the Honorable Mentions Award, it goes to Misha Ivashenko, the delegate of Turkey. Congratulations. For the Astounding Delegate Award, it goes to Jason Zhou, the delegate of USA.
The Iranian Hostage Crisis Committee, which I directed, was a fast-paced United Nations conference based upon a fictional historical event. Delegates were brainstorming resolutions to deal with a terrorist organization known as the Cabal, who were harboring hostages and working closely with the Soviet Union to plan a possible atomic bomb attack. Working as the director for this committee was a challenge, yet a very valuable learning opportunity for me. The fruitful discussion that was sparked in response to the crisis updates that I was constantly drafting throughout the conference was a part of the conference that I was very proud of.
Hello, my name is Sharday Gintu and I am the main chair of the Iranian Hostage Crisis Committee.
Hello guys, I am Eileen No and I was your deputy chair for the Iranian Hostage Crisis Committee.
In the past 48 hours, delegates debated on a fictional historical crisis that happened in Tehran, Iran in 1979. 93 of their citizens from various countries were held by a terrorist group called the Cabal, and delegates worked on passing public and private directives about finding information on the terrorist group, trying to negotiate with the terrorist group for the release of their hostages, and eventually ending up with a forceful extraction plan to safely return their hostages back to their home countries.
And during this 48-hour conference, we had various reasons why we're proud of our delegates, but the main reason is what Max said, their extraction plans. So they've created a detailed, a plausible, and a realistic extraction plan to save the Iranian hostages. And throughout this 48 conference, the delegates were able to propose approximately 50 public and private directives to the chair. Along with that, they were focused throughout the whole 48-hour conference. No one lost focus and continuously replayed or represented their given role. Not only that, but the delegates showed that they were able to put themselves into the situation, into the historical crisis situation, and actually be their representative countries, which we are the most proud of as chairs.
Not only considering the fact that some of these delegates have never experienced crisis committees before, and some of these delegates also have never participated in online conferences, I am extremely proud to say that this online conference has showcased fruitful debate, a fun crisis experience, and an amazing memory for my chairing experience in GECMUN6.
As of my experience in chairing in GECMUN6, it was new in various ways. I've never chaired in an international conference, so I'm really grateful for being able to be given this opportunity to chair in an international conference. And I've also never been introduced or been exposed to crisis committees before the Iranian hostage crisis. So at first I was really scared, but then I'm really glad that I was able to take part in this committee because I, as usually the General Assembly Chair, I never really knew that delegates can be the ones leading the debate, leading the committee, and paving the way for how the ending of the committee will be. But I've really seen that represent the student leadership through these crisis committees, which it's not really often seen in General Assembly committees. So I'm really glad to be able to be part of this international conference called GECMUN6. And I would like to say that everyone in Aryan Hostage Crisis did a really good job.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
The awards for Iranian hostage crisis. The verbal commendation goes to Christy Park, Australia, YISS, Jay Choi, France, YISS, Kazi Hassan, Iran, YISS, Matthew Berlin, United Kingdom, SIS, Nathan Hong, Italy, YISS.
Go. Their distinguished director, honorable secretariat members, and student officer, fellow delegates, and esteemed guests, for the past 2 days, Dokhyun Lawrence and I had the wonderful opportunity to serve as student officers for the Security Crisis Rapid Response Team. We are thrilled and grateful to have been part of this event. The Security Crisis Rapid Response Team discussed the health crisis spreading across Europe and later to other parts of the world.
During committee sessions, our committee witnessed many surprising events, such as countries spying on each other or committing mass killings to achieve their ultimate goals of clearing their nations of this disease. But delegates also faced many obstacles, such as the disease mutating into a zombie apocalypse, and even efforts to sabotage motivated by patriotism. Despite these obstacles, the committee desperately sought creative solutions to persevere.
Being a delegate in a crisis committee might have meant facing unfamiliar procedure and fast-paced debate. However, our delegates embraced this unique opportunity and brought forward innovative solutions for this crisis. Throughout the entire conference, the committee fostered a welcoming and encouraging environment for every single delegate, learning to collaborate, adapt, and compromise along the way. Thank you all of you delegates for sticking with us throughout the difficulties and tech issues, and most importantly, for creating an experience filled with insight and growth. Thank you to Oscar and Lawrence. Despite a few technical difficulties at the start, we were able to successfully continue debate, and I'm so proud to have seen your progress throughout the training sessions and conference. We are so grateful to have been part of such an unforgettable conference, and we sincerely wish the best of luck to delegates on whatever journey they decide to embark on.
The awards for Security Crisis Rapid Response Team goes to Verbal Commendation, Jesse Sablan, Russia, SIS. Honorable Mention, Sophie Lee, Czech Republic, TAS. Outstanding Delegate, Xian Li, Switzerland, YISS. Best Delegate, Juno Chan, PRC, YISS. Congratulations.
Chair Awards. Honorable Chair, Sang-Yun Fred Lee. Outstanding Chair, Erica Cho. And lastly, Best Chair, Megan Bickley.
Thank you, delegates, for participating in GECMUN6 and being such an energetic, motivated delegate. I hope you made great memories, and we hope to see you again next year. Now enough talking for us and enough listening for you. On behalf of the Secretariat, I officially announce the closing of GECMUN6.